ready in the back there? I'll call this meeting to order. This is the August 9th, 2023 regular meeting of the Schertz Planning and Zoning Commission. Item number 1 was the call to order. Item number 2 were to seat alternate. If the active required, we have both alternates with us this evening. On the right is Commissioner McMaster, and down here on my left, your right, is our newest member, Danielle Craig. Welcome. Hearing of residents. There was no big rush to the door tonight. Any emails or texts? Nothing. All righty. Item number 4 are elections. The bylaws governing the Planning and Zoning Commission require the election of a chairman and vice chairman at the first meeting in August each year. Real quickly, the way we're going to do this evening is I will open the floor for nominations. Nominations do not require a second. And so if you have someone that you'd like to nominate, speak up. And if there is more than one nomination, we will then hold a roll call vote on each. I think we'll start with my position, chairman.
I nominate Mr. Outlaw.
There. I'm sorry, John, I was talking over you.
Okay. I nominate Mr. Outlaw.
Any others? Nobody.
I nominate Mr. Brand.
Yeah, you. If you're going to talk.
I did.
All right, turn it back on.
There you go.
All right, what was the night? Hang on a second. Let me find someplace to write here. Okay, so you nominated me, correct?
Yes.
All right.
No, I'm sorry.
I nominated you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
sir.
And you nominated
Mr. Brand.
who? Commissioner Bro.
Bro, thank you.
Any others? All right, I'll close nominations for chairman. What we'll do is I will call for, what we need is a show of hands, I think is the easiest way for me to count votes. So all in favor of me as chairman, please raise your hand. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Commissioner, all those in favor of Mr. Bro, raise your hand. All right, John, good way to go. Okay.
I'm going to nominate him.
There you go. All right. So vote of 6-1, I get reelected. Thank you all. One of these days, one of you is going to have to do this, but we'll get there eventually. All right, we also need a vice chairman with Mr. Evans's retirement. Any nominations?
I nominate Commissioner Bro.
All right. We have a nomination for Commissioner Bro. Any others? I would like to nominate, since he expressed an interest, I would like to nominate Commissioner Ray, who couldn't be here this evening. Any others? All right. Do this the same way by a show of hands. Commissioner Bro for vice chairman. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Commissioner Ray? That's 3. All right, by a vote of 4-3, Commissioner Bro is our new vice chairman. Thank you all. And I appreciate your confidence. So I've been trying to get Richard here for, Okay, moving right along. Item number 5 is our consent agenda. We have a single item on there this evening. That's the minutes from the July 26, 2023 regular meeting. There is no discussion on consent agenda items, so do we need to pull these to talk about them? Anyone? All right. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner McMaster. Do I have a second?
A second.
Who was that down here? Okay. Commissioner Brown. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. There is no discussion. I'll call for the vote. Please record your vote. All right, we have 7 votes recorded. Would you publish that, please? Have 7 ayes. None opposed. That motion passes. Thank you. Item number 6, items for individual consideration. We have 3 items this evening. 6A is PLPP 2023-0190, a waiver. Consider and act upon a request for a waiver in relation to on-site sewer facilities for the preliminary plat for the STX Frio subdivision. Approximately 25.2 acres of land located approximately 990 feet northwest from the intersection of FM 2252 and FM 482, also known as Comal County Parcel ID 81088, City of Schertz, Comal County, Texas. Floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Commission. PLPP 2023-0190, STX Frio Preliminary Plat Waiver, Daisy Marquez, Planner. So the subject property is outlined in green. It is about 900 feet northwest of the intersection of FM 2252 and FM 482, and you can see down south here is IH 35. The property is currently undeveloped, and they are seeking approval of a waiver to install a privately owned on-site sewer facility on the subject property of the proposed preliminary plat of STX Frio. On the left, you can see the memo from our engineering department in support of the waiver. And on the right, you can see an exhibit given by the applicant to show where the water line would need to be connected to their property and where the closest connection is. And as you can see, it's about 3,000 feet from the subject property. So the applicant is seeking approval of a waiver to install an OSSF. The closest one is 3,000 feet away. They are looking for a waiver from section 21.153A to connect to public sewer and 21.153D to extend a sewer across the frontage. They are actually preparing to connect to future sewer that is coming their way with this 20-foot easement that is for future sewer connection, and that'll meet section 9078 of the Code of Ordinances. So the applicant, again, is requesting approval of a waiver to install a privately owned OSSF with the preliminary plat of STX Frio. UDC section 21.153 requires connection to public wastewater systems as per section 21.153A and extension of wastewater systems along property frontage as per sections 21.153D. Again, the closest wastewater connection is more than 3,000 feet away, and once public infrastructure has been extended to the area, the subdivision will be required to connect to the sanitary sewer system as per section 9070A of the Code of Ordinances. Engineering has reviewed the waiver and supports the applicant's request. Therefore, staff recommends approval of PLPP 2023-0190 waiver as presented. Comments and questions, and the applicant is actually here today if you have any questions for him, and we also have EDC with us.
All right, thank you. All right, commissioners, questions or comments?
How many homes?
Homes?
How many homes are going to be there?
It's going to be for a commercial or industrial property. It's actually
Okay.
zoned M1 currently.
Do we have a timeline on when the sewer will be built to the property?
The easy answer is no.
No, if it's no, that's fine.
Commission, my name is Chris Van Herdy. I'm with HMT Engineering. The address of that is 290 South Castell Avenue. I also happen to be a resident of Schertz. I live at 509 Thoreau Trail, so I'm one of your neighbors in the Jonas Woods if you live over there. Anyway, so the idea behind this project is it's to a storage facility on that, and they do want to have sewer. There's been a lot of progress made with the Economic Development Corporation. I may have gotten the name wrong of the city of Schertz, but we want to install that 3,000-foot sewer. So I can't stand up here and say that we are absolutely going to do it, but I've got some preliminary design plans for that, and I think that there's a good funding mechanism that's about to be agreed to. But in the interest of this project progressing, we wanted to get the preliminary plat approval, and so therefore we needed the waiver request. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I'll be glad to add to that too. I'm sorry. Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning and Zoning, my name is Scott Wayman, and I'm the Economic Development Director for the City of Schertz. I've had the pleasure of working on this project for a total of about 2.5 months. So this project has been going on for a great while. I think our SCDC board has seen this project 21 times. We are trying to, there's a lot, what we say, there's a lot of hair around this project because there's two properties working together, and a portion of it will require an 8-inch and a portion will require a 24-inch. The city is working with the applicant to figure out the best way to install that 24-inch sewer that's required, and then the city will pay for the upsize. And that's kind of what's taken so long getting through this process. But to our understanding, this waiver will allow the applicant to get on with the planning and zoning process through preliminary and final. And then hopefully on the 24th of August, we'll be able to get this before the SCDC board to approve the performance agreement that will allow for them to install their 8-inch, then the city go in there and pay for the upsizing through the EDC so it doesn't impact y'all's tax dollars. Then the city, once they get their CFO, they will in turn go back and reimburse Boomerang for their sewer, the 8-inch. So, thanks, sir.
Well, thank you, because I was getting ready to trot out my Northern Schertz wastewater service box, and you've helped a whole lot.
Well, I can tell you too, if you look up there, this will open up that entire region for sewer.
Yes.
And there's a reason why the city of Schertz does things like this. There's a town creek force or main that will extend that entire area and open that area up for sewer, then for a lot of properties that desperately need it. And then that adds to development and also helps to pay the tax burden so that the residents don't have to.
Well, it's nice to know, Mr. Wayman, and it's a long time coming because I'm typical up here going, we're never going to have sewer if we don't make people put sewer in. And the other flip side of that is the city runs water lines. Why don't they run sewer lines? And so, no, that's good news. I appreciate the comments. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to press the button. We do have a comprehensive plan in the works, do we? For water, wastewater? Do we have a timeline on that this fall?
It's my intent at the end of the meeting where we ask for future agenda items, it's my intent to ask for a briefing from Public Works on this subject.
Okay.
Does that help?
So it's August, that'll be September, so, okay. I was under the impression it was the fall, but we'll see. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, this waiver request is the jurisdiction of the Planning and Zoning Commission, so I will entertain a motion to either approve or deny PLPP 2023-0190.
I'll make a motion to approve.
sorry, I'm not used to people being that quick. Is down there again?
Oh, wait, Commissioner Carbone, can you please specify that it's for the waiver? Oh. Sorry, Mr.
All right.
Yes,
Could you-
I will specify that it's
Okay.
for the waiver.
We need to fix this, okay? This, I forgot again too, this idea of this thing having the same number on two different P and Z actions is causing problems. We need to find a way to assign these projects individual numbers. All right, so Mr. McMaster, you recommending approval of PLPP 2023-0190 waiver, correct?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And that was from Commissioner Carbone, correct? Any other comments or questions? All right, I'll call for the vote. Please record your vote. All right, all the votes are recorded. Can you publish that, please? And those votes are 7 in favor, none opposed. That motion passes. Thank you. All right, 6B is PLPP 2023-0190, the PLPP 2023-0190. Consider and act upon a request for approval of a preliminary plat of the STX Frio subdivision, an approximately 25.2 acre tract of land located approximately 900 feet northwest from the intersection of FM 2252 and FM 482, also known as Comal County Parcel ID 81088, City of Schertz, Comal County, Texas. You're on again.
Good afternoon. PLPP 2023-0190 preliminary plat, STX Frio, Daisy Marquez, planner. So again, the subject property is highlighted in green. It's 900 feet northwest of the intersection of FM 2252 and FM 482. The property is currently undeveloped and it is currently zoned M1 manufacturing light. The property is along FM 2252 and it is eligible for 2 access points along FM 2252, and we have received a no objection for the preliminary plat from TxDOT. The property will be serviced by Green Valley Special Utility District for water through a 12-inch water line that runs along 2252. And due to the previous approval, the sewer will be a private on-site sewer facility that will be permitted by Comal County in the meantime. No road improvements are currently being proposed, again, and TxDOT has given us no objection. So the proposed preliminary plat of STX Frio is 25.2 acres. Again, it is zoned manufacturing light district M1, and they are proposing 1 buildable lot. The proposed preliminary plat is generally consistent with the applicable requirements, ordinances, and regulations for this property. The preliminary plat has been reviewed with no objections by the Fire, Engineering, Planning, and Public Works departments. Therefore, staff recommends approval of PLPP 2023-0190 STX Frio preliminary plat. Again, comments and questions, and the applicant is here.
All right, thank you. Commissioners? All right, I'll ask the wastewater easement appears to not be on this particular piece of property. So how are we ensuring that that easement will in fact be recorded?
There is a right-of-way agent that has been hired and is procuring this easement that is shown on your exhibit, as well as another easement that is on the east side of FM 2252. That would complete easements from our property to the Town Creek terminus, eastern terminus.
Okay, thank you.
So to add on to that, for the city of Schertz process, when this comes in for the final plat, they will still show this easement, but it'll be shown as kind of a 20-foot water wastewater easement with a blank space that will be filled in with the recordation page document number from the county. So that easement will have to be recorded prior to the plat being recorded, and that document number for the easement will be written in on the plat before it's taken to the county.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, this is also our jurisdiction. So at this time, I'll accept a motion either to approve or deny PLPP 2023-0190 preliminary plat.
I'll make a motion to approve PLP 2023-0190 preliminary plot.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve PLPP 2023-0190 preliminary plat from Commissioner McMaster and Commissioner Carbone. Any other questions or discussion? Please record your vote. Okay, the votes are recorded. If you'll publish that. And the votes are 7 aye, none opposed. That motion passes. Thank you. Item 6C is PLRP 2023-0158. Consider and act upon a request for approval of a replat of the Sanders Subdivision Lot 1, Block 1 to establish the Sanders Subdivision Lot 3, Block 1, an approximately 24-acre tract of land located northeast of the intersection of FM 3009 and FM 78, also known as 200 FM 3009, City of Schertz and Guadalupe County, Texas.
Good evening, Commissioners. PLRP 2023-0158, replat Sanders Subdivision Lot 3, Block 1, Amores Gomez, planner. So we have the property here outlined in green. The property is located northeast of the intersection of FM 3009 and FM 78, also known as 200 FM 3009. So just to get a better understanding before I show you the plats, outlined in red here, that is what is currently there and being used. And then the green is the 9 acres that we will be adding. So the applicant is proposing to replat the Sanders Subdivision Lot 1, Block 1, which is currently a 15-acre tract of land, to establish one buildable lot of approximately 24-acre tract of land to create the Sanders Subdivision Lot 3, Block 1. The property has frontage on the FM 3009, which is a TxDOT maintained roadway. Per the TxDOT notes on the proposed the proposed replat, the property is eligible for a maximum combined total of 1 access point and 1 shared access point. And you can see here will be the access, and then here is the shared. So the site will be serviced by the City of Schertz for water and sewer, CCMA, GVEC, Spectrum, and AT&T. The subject property is adjacent to FM 3009, which is identified on the Schertz Master Thoroughfare Plan as a principal arterial with a 120-foot to 130-foot right-of-way. Per the proposed replat, TxDOT has requested a 25-foot right-of-way reservation along the FM 3009 frontage. Again, the applicant is looking to combine the existing Sanders Subdivision Lot 1, Block 1, 15 acres to the adjacent 9 acres in order to create a buildable lot of 24 acres. The replat has been reviewed with no objection by the Fire, Engineering, Planning, and Public Works Department.
Therefore, staff recommends approval of PLRP 2023-0158 of the Sanders subdivision, Lot 3, Block 1 replat as presented. Comments and questions, and the applicant is here.
Thank you. Commissioners? Would you go back to the aerial, please?
Yes, sir.
So these two other lots right above it that are also that are owned by the same folks, are they part of that same subdivision? I'm just curious about block numbers at this point, or lot numbers.
Hey, Commissioners, Jake McNew with MTR Engineers. The lots to the north are not owned by the same people. They are owned by Keith Sanders, is I believe who they are.
Oh, okay.
It was previously the same owners. Our properties have been purchased by a couple companies. separately.
Okay, but the basis of my question is, what entails the Sanders subdivision? Is it just the RV storage and the new area, or does it include those two lots?
I love it. So you're correct. Some of the adjacent property to the north is part of the Sanders subdivision. The Sanders subdivision has been touched quite a lot. There's been several different replats. There's some lots that are 2R, which you don't see a whole lot. But there is not a Sanders subdivision lot 3. So we thought it would be the cleanest to go straight to a 3.
Okay. No, that's typical, and I was just curious if that was if that was lot 2 and 4, or what those.
There's a lot 2, there's a lot 2R, there's,
Okay.
it's, yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not a lot 3.
Not a lot 3, but there will be, I think. Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Richard, go ahead.
The very rear portion of that property is a floodway. You're not going to put anything in there, are you?
Sorry, which portion?
The very back, the very eastern portion of that is a floodway.
Within the floodplain, there's going to be, no.
It's a flood.
Directly within the floodplain, there is a flood study going on. There is proposed to have 2 storage buildings, air-conditioned storage buildings that will not be within the floodplain. There is going to be works to do a clomer and get part of that property outside of the floodplain so that we can have the RV storage or car storage parking area not within the floodplain.
Okay, because there's a part of it's a floodplain, and then the very rear part of it is a floodway, and I don't believe you can put anything in a floodway. So just,
Correct. Yeah, the floodway.
I think I'm correct on that.
The
Do you know?
floodway will remain how it is. Yes.
What's that?
The floodway will remain where it is. That's the ultimate bounds of what you can claim with the clomer. is my
Okay.
understanding.
Thank you. I was looking for my zoning map, but apparently I don't have it on the iPad. Is this piece of the property, is that already zoned? Just a yes or no? Yeah, okay.
So it's, the whole piece that you're looking at tonight is GB2, and you'll remember a year or 2 ago, there was a specific use permit that was brought through, taken to city council for the property for the outdoor storage, mini warehouse component that is the property and that future expansion.
Yeah.
So we have seen the full site plan for this. It's in the final stages, getting ready for site plan approval as well for those 2 additional buildings that would be kind of in that field north area.
Thank you, Emily. Yeah, so assuming the plat is approved, then they would, I think your drainage issues would be considered at site plan, correct? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, once again, this is our jurisdiction, it's our decision to make. So I'll entertain a waiver either to approve or deny PLRP 2023-0158, replat of the Sanders subdivision.
I'll make a motion to approve PLRP 0158 for a replat of the Sanders subdivision, Lot 1, Block 1, to establish Lot 3, Block 1.
See what you've got him doing now? All right. So I have a motion to approve from Commissioner McMaster. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second from Commissioner Carbone. Any further questions or comments for staff, the applicant? All right. Please record your vote. Okay, the votes are recorded. Would you publish that, please? And the votes are 7 aye, none opposed. That motion passes. Item number 7, requests and announcements. Request by commissioners to place items on a future planning and zoning agenda. As I mentioned earlier, I'd like to see if we couldn't get Public Works or someone to give us a briefing, if you will, on the future wastewater developments for particularly northern Schertz, but southern Schertz, if they could include that, just to give us a better idea of what kind of time frame we may be looking at, what they're looking at for the future. Anyone else? 7B, announcements. Anybody have any announcements? I will say those of you that missed the volunteer appreciation dinner last night missed quite an affair. That was, I've been going to them for several years now, and that's certainly the best one so far. And it's going to be hard to beat. And I want to thank Sheila and Sherry and Councilwoman Haywood for their efforts and everyone that helped put that on. My wife and I really had a good time. Announcements by city staff. Anybody? Oh, you look cute in that grass skirt, by the way.
Yeah, there most likely is. By several videos. A lot of paparazzi there. So as we may or may not know, the City of Schertz is updating our comprehensive land use plan. So as of last week, after the joint session with City Council and Planning and Zoning, we have launched our website. So on the Schertz homepage, the ticker at the bottom that kind of goes through the announcements, you'll see this flyer here. If you click on this flyer, it'll take you to a page, and then you click on the link there, and I'll just pull this up real quick. Maybe. Let me try this. There we go. So this is the website homepage, and it'll have project overview, the phases, it'll walk you through everything, and then there's some frequently asked questions at the bottom. At the top, there's resources available, but what's important and what I would like for the commission to, publicize and talk about and kind of spread the word is this survey. So Freese and Nichols needs input from the community, further input. We did focus groups, but we have this survey for everybody. The survey is here. It's, about 10 questions long. It's pretty straightforward. And then we also have this interactive map. And this interactive map will allow you to look at these focus areas that are in our comprehensive plan. It'll allow you to drag and drop kind of what you think needs to go here, leave a little comment, types of development, other ideas, transportation, safety, public space, housing. There's a lot of options here. So feel free to take this survey and get involved and to interact with this interactive map, and please, spread the word and try to get other people involved. That's all I got. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Sam. Item number 8 is information available in the P&Z Commission packets. They'll show you our current projects and the status with City Council. There being no further business for this commission, the meeting is adjourned at 6:34.